Jay-Z is trending hard right now, and it's not for dropping new music. A judge has officially granted his alleged son, Ramir, the go-ahead to move forward with a paternity case against him. Even more serious? The judge just hit Jay-Z with a court order demanding he respond to the latest filing by July 18th. That deadline is locked in, and people are watching close. And who's out here making sure this story stays hot? None other than 50 Cent, stirring it all up like usual. He's been out here dropping subtle jabs and reposting shady takes. But guess who else just jumped in? Nicki Minaj herself. She reposted 50's post on X and added, "Is this why he was trending the other day? I don't know. To God be the glory." Yeah, that definitely turned heads.
This thing came when a friend of mine who knew her, somebody in her camp, and she said something supposedly, this is all hearsay, about regarding saying Ramir needs to go away little boy, something to that effect. There was something out there with the song they made. And then next thing I know, somebody was at my property. Somebody came to my property in the evening time and had a conversation about trying to get in through the back door.
But wait, the drama thickens. Word on the street is that Beyonce might be trying to block this case behind the scenes. Allegedly, she's been using her influence to protect Jay, just like Ramir's godmother claimed happened before. It's giving power moves, cover-ups, and secrets people don't want coming to light. And here's where it gets even more intense. Don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me keep digging into these stories for you. Now, here's where things start to sound like something straight out of a movie. Reports are circling that the judge only gave this paternity case the green light because Jay-Z's name has been whispered in connection with some dark behind-the-scenes activity. Allegedly, there's talk of a shady transport situation, one that may have led to him fathering a child, aka Ramir. And the reason Jay-Z's been dodging these allegations? Some folks are saying it's simple, because he knows the test would confirm the truth. Let's not act brand new. Jay-Z is no stranger to the courtroom. Anytime someone tries to play him or throw dirt on his name, he fires back fast with a lawsuit. Remember when wild claims came out about him and Diddy being involved in something awful with a 13-year-old? Jay didn't waste a second, cleared his name quick. But with Ramir, it's crickets. He won't step foot in that courtroom. Makes you think. Now, this case has taken so many turns, it's hard to keep up. But here's the latest. Jay-Z's legal team has reportedly been grinding nonstop trying to keep Ramir's case buried. But all that effort might finally fall apart. It looks like Ramir's finally about to get that DNA test because the judge just gave this thing the go-ahead. And yep, I got my hands on the official court documents. The judge laid it all out in Lily Coley versus Sean Corey Carter. The document reads, "For the foregoing reasons, the court grants the ex parte application and orders that defendant's deadline to respond to plaintiff's complaint be extended to July 18th, 2025. That date is creeping up fast, and Jay-Z's silence is getting louder by the day. It is so ordered. And now let's dig into what Ramir has been saying for years. According to him, his mother Wanda had a brief encounter with Jay-Z back in 1992. And it wasn't just some random hookup. Wanda says Jay-Z picked her up in Philadelphia and brought her to his aunt's apartment in Brooklyn where the two allegedly slept together. She says they used protection, but it failed, and she ended up pregnant. After that, Jay came by one more time, just once, 2 weeks later, and then he vanished. No contact, no number, nothing. She had no idea how to ever reach him again. Now fast forward a few years, Ramir says his mother told him around the age of 8 that she believed Jay-Z was his real father. Before that, the man listed on his birth certificate was Wanda's live-in boyfriend at the time, Robert Graves. But a 2011 DNA test proved he wasn't the dad, and his name was legally removed. That test flipped everything. Wanda told Ramir straight up she had only been with 2 people, Robert and Jay-Z. So once Robert was ruled out, she believed the answer was obvious. Jay-Z had to be the father. And the reason Jay's allegedly been ducking that paternity test? Because if what Wanda says is true, she was 16 and Jay was 22. That changes everything, legally and publicly. And here's the twist. This isn't just a family rumor. Wanda's own godmother backed all this up. She said, "I got a call from his in-house lawyer and they were very helpful and we thought we would resolve this privately. They even talked about Ram's music talent and whether it was a good time to put him on his record label, but he had to finish high school, so I said no." They almost settled this behind closed doors, but now it's front page drama. Then out of nowhere, boom, a whole new legal team stepped in on Jay-Z's side and the energy shifted fast. One minute things seemed calm, and the next it was clear they realized the situation was way more dangerous than they thought. Why? Because if Wanda really was underage, just 16, when Jay allegedly brought her from Philly to Brooklyn, then this ain't just a paternity issue. This could turn into a whole federal case involving crossing state lines with a minor, and that's not all. Wanda actually tried to hold Jay-Z accountable back in the day. She filed a civil suit for child support, but it ended up getting dismissed. Not because of lack of evidence, but because it was filed in the wrong state, and for whatever reason, it was never refiled. That moment could have changed everything, but it slipped away. Then Jay-Z's lawyer hit her with another block, claiming Jay wasn't an interested party in Ramir's custody, so Wanda had to step back. But Ramir, he wasn't letting it slide. He picked the case up himself and tried to push for justice. And according to Ramir, the reason he kept hitting walls wasn't coincidence. He says Jay-Z was allegedly paying off lawyers and even judges to make sure the case never saw the light of day.
You got these lawyers that just frauding and pit anything they doing, anything they want basically in the courtroom, and the judges is just allowing this to go on. I honestly believe that both of them should be hold it responsible for this, because you guys, this is you guys' job. And if the judge can't see this or overlook it, I can understand a mistake, but just throughout the years, this continue to overlook fraud it's just craziness to me. Like, come on, it's right there in your face. If you can't see that, then I don't know what else we can do to help you guys believe that it's something crazy going on with this case. Honestly, I just want everybody in the world just to keep their eyes open and just watch things that happen, that just like how things unfold, because it's crazy. It really is crazy. These judges, these lawyers, this fraud, this collusion, who knows what it's for, money or friendships or whatever they got going on. But I can honestly say that we should never go in the courtroom feeling like we're already the victims and we did nothing wrong.
Things got so shady, Ramir ended up taking his case all the way to the Supreme Court. But the High Court shut him down, saying they didn't have jurisdiction to reopen decisions from the appeals court or to unseal key trial records. Still, Ramir didn't stop. He went and refiled everything with the appellate division of the New Jersey Superior Court, and now the case is back in motion, and it's looking more explosive than ever. Even with the case finally moving forward, this whole process has been brutal for Ramir. Jay-Z's legal team has been fighting tooth and nail, arguing that he shouldn't be forced to take a DNA test in New Jersey because, get this, they claim he didn't own or live at any property in the state. That little loophole was their way out. And for a while it worked. Legally, Ramir couldn't force Jay to take the test. But then, Ramir pulled out receipts that shut all that down. He recently posted evidence from Beyonce's own mother, Tina Knowles, where she admitted in her book that Jay-Z did own property in New Jersey during that exact time. So yeah, that whole he wasn't a resident excuse flopped big time. Now that the judge has officially allowed this case to go forward, the energy is shifting. People are rallying behind Ramir in huge numbers. And this time, he's got major voices backing him like 50 Cent and Nicki Minaj. And let me tell you, Nicki's not playing at all. She's stomping all over Jay-Z's neck and not looking back. She recently dropped her own expose after reposting an explosive interview featuring Dree Hadley, the estranged daughter of Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez. In the interview, Dree, who's currently suing her mom for allegedly committing her to a mental institution, made some serious claims. She said Roc Nation sabotaged Nicki Minaj's career and even tried to shut her up publicly by taking away her freedom of speech.
Has been through some trauma and some of with Roc Nation, with Desiree Perez, with other individuals. What I can say about that is I've witnessed and heard a lot of things. Again, is hearsay, right? So it doesn't even matter. And that's why I'm not even going to go into detail with that. If I have the opportunity to speak with Nicki, would love to connect with her on that. But I've kind of seen, just like you firsthand, how they've they've abused of her platform, they've abused her talents, they've abused of her freedom of speech, they've abused her family, they've attacked her husband, they've attacked her child, and it's sad. It's It's really sad. Somebody so resourceful, talented, high profile.
Dry went even deeper, acclaiming Rock Nation also targeted
Nicki's
really family. She said they've attacked her husband, come for her child, and warned that what's happening behind the scenes should scare the public. It's giving cover-up, it's giving war. Nicki hasn't stayed quiet either. Over the past few days, she's been dropping hints that Jay-Z and his crew have tried to sabotage her professionally, saying that's the real reason she's held back from releasing new music. She also said that people in high places have been spreading lies to turn her husband Kenneth Petty against her, using manipulation, connections, and dirty tactics to break them apart. And now, she's done staying silent. Nicki Minaj is out here blowing the lid off everything. She recently revealed that not only is she facing major sabotage, but so are her fans. According to Nicki, her social media accounts, and even those of her loyal followers, have been shadow banned, all in what she calls a calculated move to hurt her brand and silence her voice. And if that wasn't enough, she also exposed that Jay-Z allegedly owes her money. Yep, she said it herself. Now she's in Ramir's corner, applying pressure and making it loud and clear. Jay-Z should be forced to take that DNA test. And from the latest updates, it's looking like that might actually happen. Ramir could finally get that truth he's been chasing for years. But with all eyes on the case, some folks are starting to question Ramir's real motive. Does he want money? Is this about getting public recognition? Or does he just want peace? Well, Ramir already answered that, and he didn't sugarcoat it. He said this case ain't about trying to get Jay-Z to magically step in as a dad after all these years. He's not out here begging for acceptance. This is about corrupt court systems, unfair judges, and the damage done to his family through what he says are fraudulent court orders. Ramir even claimed that those shady orders are still being used to take money, and they've placed illegal liens on his family's home. That's deep, and he's been clear from the jump. I don't want money or anything like that from Jay-Z. I just want him to finally tell the truth to the world. If you say I'm not your son and nothing ever happened with my mom, then just take the test. That's it. Just take the test and let the truth breathe. And if you're locked into this story like I am, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on my channel. I really appreciate that. Even with all the noise surrounding this case, Jay-Z is still staying dead silent. No statements, no interviews, nothing but court delays and high-powered lawyers playing defense. And that silence, it's starting to sound more like guilt than strategy. Meanwhile, Ramir is gaining more support by the day. People are waking up to the fact that this might not just be some random paternity dispute. It's looking more like a long-running cover-up. Folks close to the situation say this case was never supposed to see daylight, but Ramir kept pushing, even when the system tried to shut him down. Now, with names like 50 Cent and Nicki Minaj turning up the heat, this thing is way past private. It's public war. And every day Jay-Z waits to respond, the questions get louder. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. Let's be real. If you're truly innocent, why is your first response always no when someone asks you to take a paternity test? That's the question Ramir keeps throwing out there, and honestly, it's a fair one. All he wants is to clear up some major issues that have been hanging over his life for years. First, he wants answers about Jay-Z allegedly taking his mom, Wanda, across state lines from Philly to Brooklyn when she was just 16. If that really happened, it's not just scandalous, it's criminal. Second, Ramir says Jay-Z's legal team straight up lied in court, brushing it off like they just misspoke. Third, even though Jay-Z has denied the claims in court, there's talk that he once tried to settle things privately behind the scenes. And fourth, this one's wild. Ramir says that after he filed a civil suit, someone tried to end his life. He claims shots were fired at him and even showed pictures of his car all busted up. He also said something was planted in his ride right before he got pulled over. That's intimidation at the highest level. And if this is all sounding familiar, that's because it is. These are the same kinds of intimidation tactics Dree Hadley brought up when she spoke out about her mother, Rock Nation CEO Desiree Perez. It's giving major pattern and people are finally starting to connect the dots. Now, Jay-Z has been officially ordered by the court to respond. The question is, will he finally show up and speak up or keep dodging? Either way, the pressure is boiling and the world is watching. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. See you on the next one.